What would you do if you found evidence that your wife of 25 years might be cheating, only to discover a truth that could be even more damaging to your family? In today's story, one man's suspicion leads to a revelation that threatens to unravel everything he holds dear. My name is Alex. I'm 52, and my wife, Sarah, is 50. We've been married for 25 immensely happy years. Of course, we have the typical disagreements that come with a quarter-century of partnership, me forgetting to clean the bathroom, arguments over my sports betting losses, or her spending double our agreed-upon budget at the shops. But beneath it all, our marriage has always been a truly happy one. That is, until about 8 p.m. yesterday. To understand what happened, you need a little background. Over the last couple of years, things in the bedroom have naturally slowed down for us. It's a reality that bothered Sarah a great deal, and I'll admit, it bothered me too. Once we finally talked about it openly, we agreed to take active steps to fix things. We saw some doctors, but most of their suggestions involved putting Sarah on serious medications, an idea she was strongly against. This led to a year-long project of building what we jokingly call our sex drawer in the kitchen. It's not as wild as it sounds. It's filled with products Sarah researched, tested, and felt comfortable with the ingredients of, things like vitamin D, zinc, maca powder, and some Lubrisil soft gels. Everything is over the counter and well researched. The drawer is just where we keep these things. We're past the age of caring what visitors might see in our home. Normally, Sarah takes these supplements around the times we plan to be intimate. Now, I don't exactly inventory the drawer, but I admit to peeking sometimes. About 3 weeks ago, I noticed a significant number of pills and soft gels had disappeared. My immediate thought was that I was in for a pretty good week, and I started to get mentally prepared. A week went by, and nothing happened between us. I checked the drawer again, and even more of the supplements were gone. I remember a flicker of confusion, thinking, that's weird. We haven't done anything recently. Another week passed. Same thing. A large portion of the pills had vanished. I didn't have to count them. The Lubrisil soft gels, for example, come in a 30-count pack, and it was obvious at a glance that maybe half were gone. As one commenter on my post would later sarcastically ask, I'm confused. These sex drugs are just vitamin C? While some were basic vitamins, things like the soft gels are for a very specific purpose related to menopause issues, not just general health, which is why it struck me as odd. You wouldn't really expect those to be shared. I won't lie, my mind started racing. The doubt began to creep in. Last night, Sarah and I were out for dinner at a nice Italian restaurant. The idea to confront her wasn't planned. It had just been festering in the back of my mind. After a couple of glasses of wine gave me some liquid courage, I asked her why she'd been taking so much from the drawer when we hadn't been intimate. I tried to frame it as a question of concern, both for her health and out of my own confusion. The change was instantaneous. Sarah became insanely defensive, immediately shutting down the conversation. I'm not talking about this, she said, her voice tight. Of course, her telling me not to talk about it made it the only thing I wanted to talk about. I know I should have respected her boundary, but this felt like something we absolutely needed to discuss. Alex made a fateful decision at that moment. Fueled by wine and a growing dread, he chose to push past his wife's clear boundary, completely unaware that this single act of persistence would detonate a bomb in the heart of his family. I pressed her on it. For the next hour, she deflected and refused to engage. Finally, I reached my breaking point. The wine, the confusion, the fear, it all coalesced into one terrible question. I looked her in the eye and bluntly asked if she was seeing other people. The woman I know, the woman who has never been aggressive or loud in 25 years, vanished. In her place was a stranger who began screaming at me in the middle of a crowded restaurant. She told me our 25-year-old daughter, Chloe, had been having relationship issues with her boyfriend and had been taking some of the supplements to help. Why the hell didn't you just tell me that? I pleaded, bewildered. She launched into a tirade about how some things are girl to girl and that Chloe had made her promise not to tell anyone. I understand privacy, but I'm the one who buys the stuff to fill the drawer in the first place. Before I could process it all, Sarah stood up and left me there, right in the middle of dinner. I have never, ever seen her that furious. For the first time, I am honestly worried for our marriage. To make matters worse, Chloe is now acting incredibly awkward around me. I get that my questioning was out of line, but Sarah's extreme defensiveness threw me completely off guard. I would have assumed our daughter using our stuff would be something we could discuss. I wouldn't have cared and would have just bought more. Now, whenever I try to talk to Sarah, she treats me like I'm some out-of-control monster. She says I've broken the trust in our marriage and ruined 25 years of progress we built together. After I posted my story online, one of the top comments really hit home, asking, "Why did you choose to bring this up at a restaurant? Was it to try to avoid the yelling?" Looking back, I admit I handled the situation horribly. It was not the right time or place, and I let my suspicion get the better of me. While it doesn't justify it, we have had tough conversations in public before. Still, I know I was wrong in my approach. While I won't jump to the conclusion that she's still hiding something, the whole ordeal has given me a lot to think about. I agree with the online commenters that there is probably more that needs to be discussed between me, Sarah, and our daughter, Chloe. In the end, this story shows how quickly a foundation of trust built over decades can crack under the weight of suspicion and poor communication. A single, poorly timed question, born from insecurity, managed to threaten a 25-year partnership. So I have to ask you, who do you think was more in the wrong here? Was it the husband for his accusation, or the wife for her secrecy and explosive reaction? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.